Welcome to his house, where we gon' run our mouth, while sipping pearl tea, yeah, that's on me. To the angels that are among us on this earth, the people who go out their way to help others, to fulfill a purpose, to make the world a better place than what it currently is collectively. The angels, you know who you are. Those who are here to fulfill a purpose, a mission. Those who do mission work, those who do extra work. I have a message for you today. Okay? Just know that you're not alone in this fight. Just know you're not alone in this fight, because a lot of time you see people who do good to others and they're on their last leg. They barely have enough food, clothes to get by, but they're still giving the person their last dollar, their last breath, the shirt off their back, because we have good hearts. We care about people, right? And that's what we should do as God's children. But just for that fact, despite what people may say, talk bad about you for this or talk bad about you on that, speak ill or trill on your name, it is for a fact that you still are protected. You still have a divine purpose. And with that comes certain responsibility and obligation and freedom that does come to you, whether you understand it or not. And I'm just here to talk about that because I'm just now finding out some of these things as well. I feel like I'm a person who tries to give back. I'm not perfect. I'm not the best person in the world, but pretty much close to it. In my opinion, I mean, if you're not going to boost yourself up, who will, right? But I've also been that person where I've been like, how am I going to get through this? And can I get through this? And has God forsaken me, or can he hear me? And do I have any help, or do I do this by myself? Because, as you grow up in the spiritual ladder, experience spiritual things, you start distancing yourself from certain people, certain crowds for different reasons. And you're getting closer to God, as you feel and as you see, and you're learning more about him and his words, his teaching, and so forth and so on. Well, with that being said, I've discovered that God is your backup system. If you need something, all you got to do is ask. It does say ask and you should receive. So let's say that you want to give $1 million to the homeless, or $1,000 to feed this person and that person, and it takes money to do that. Due to the fact that your purpose and intention is pure and real, and you really do, or because God will know your heart, whether you're trying to use it for fame or validation, or if you really do care for people in general and really trying to make a generous contribution to help the world. Just know that it can be given to you. Okay, your Father will give it to you. Okay, and a lot of people may not know that, but yeah, you don't really get a lot of it because you don't ask, because you don't care about the material things of this world. You don't care about the Gucci, Prada, Fendi, a lot of you, but you too can have that if that's what you want. If you want to give out Fendi bags to the poor, God's got you. It's basically, as it says, we are souls, we live in bodies. So with that being said, we're here on the bodies to be able to function and do things that we cannot do outside of the body. Henceforth, if we need something in this realm or this world of living to be able to do something, the only reason why we don't have it is because we're not asking God for it. And how do you ask God for it? Okay, prayer. Letting God know what your intentions are and what you want to do with it. And then, you got to have faith that he will provide for you. And ultimately, he will. Because a lot of people, it breaks my heart. Really, really, really good people are struggling. Really, really good people are not caring that, they're under sad conditions sometimes. Even though you're always good, you've always been blessed, if that makes sense. when there's been times you could have been way worse off than what you were, and you're just thankful to have that. But that's not enough. Like I said, God will basically, it's kind of like you're on a mission. It's kind of like, you know, how these people, FBI agents or these federal agents or these different people are sent out on missions to do this and that, and they be getting paid hefty. You too can get that. You just have to have that mindset that it's available to you, because a mindset has a lot to do with what you will receive, because that deals with your faith. So the whole time, if you're believing I don't deserve this or I won't ever receive this, then God is going to say, okay, that's the faith that you're in. So that's the level that you're going to dwell in, and you will never receive it. You will never get it. No, cite what your mission is. But if you feel like, oh, God is definitely going to provide all my needs, anything that I need and ask for, he's going to provide for me, you will have it, because your faith has made you whole, and you jumped over to a new level and crossed over out some other devils, and now you're able to have it because you have faith and the hope that you will receive it, and you did. So don't depend on everybody. Like of course there are avenues to get you the things that you need, but you can go to him and he will provide the right people to you and put the right people in your path, in your alley, to get the things that you need to accomplish your goals, accomplish your mission. And you don't really have to worry about it. Just for one thing that you need to do is keep worry out of your mind. That's the worst thing that you can do, because that's almost as close to fear, and faith and fear cannot be in the same household, the same dwelling, and function productively. So with that being said, just have faith, have prayer, have reverence towards God, and be humble, be grateful for all the things that he's going to provide for you. He is providing you even before he provides it to you, and stand on that faith that he will give you what you need, and don't be surprised when it comes. God's children are meant to have everything that their hearts desire. He is a spoiling God. He is not a stingy God. He's in the business of spoiling, especially when it comes to his mission and his purpose to help his children, because he's not physically able to do it himself. So the people that are here, that are reaching out to people, that are helping the homeless, helping the crackheads, helping those in need, helping those get off drugs, helping the people associated with gangs or come more spiritually awake, more spiritually enlightened, more spiritually woke, more spiritually this, and more closer to him, he's going to provide you the things that you need. And I know you may not know this. Yeah, you will get it provided for before the preachers, the pastors, or anybody else that may have impure intentions. Now, I'm not saying every preacher, every pastor that has a mega church or nothing like that doesn't have bad intentions, but if they are thriving, a lot of times that's because they are also helping people, and they have pure intentions and they're purposeful. And thankfully, a lot of that does go on. A lot of these people that do have money, they do go out into the community and give back, and not just saying it verbally, but you can physically see records of them doing so. Okay. And I would also just say, just be quick to judge, because, we want to speak on the spiritual realm, but my personal thoughts and opinion is that angels and demons are like the same thing, depending on what time they're on. Because if God is the one who's able to punish, who do you think he's going to send to punish? Can you imagine an angel punishing somebody? Or are you going to think a demon or something dark and crevassy is going to punish somebody? I would say something more dark, because it's so sad how I literally have been done wrong, and then I go back and look how people have been treated or done who've done me wrong, and I could say it wasn't definitely an angel who punished them, because some of them were on their deathbed. I would say that it's a yin and a yang, and it works together, like the light works with the dark, and the angels work with the demons. They know their place, and I feel like the God and the devil work together, if not the same people. And I know it's hard to believe, but if you realize the devil is running most of the country right now, I feel like he has more power than God. But also, the devil is a person who teaches lessons. The devil is a person who gets you closer to God. And the devil is a person who issues out in my opinion, is the punishments. Because I know people who've done me wrong, and I physically had just forgot about them and everything. And then years later, I find out that they're on their deathbed, or this and that happened to them. And I know it wasn't no angel delivered that justice. It was demons or some people that had to be dark to put somebody on their deathbed, baby. So I feel like they do work together and they have their roles and everything. So before you judge a person that seems to be totally dark, just know that they have a purpose and a mission. Sometimes it's to make you grow in your light, the darkness in a person. So don't think that just because the person is dark, that's all that they are, because even a dark person has some form of light in it. It just has to be touched in the right way, and it was a reason that made them become more dark at that time. And a person that's light can help bring out the light in that dark person. So it's like we feed off of each other, and me and myself, I can become light and dark in the same dwelling. So I know light and dark can dwell in the same dwelling and be switched on and off with the switch. I try to stay in the light because I know when I go in the dark, that's my angels ride for me in the dark too, because like I said, I literally don't wish bad on people sometimes, and then I find out they are literally in the deathbed, and luckily they do get past it once I do find out of it. And it was just terrible for me to hear that, but I just know that all collectively we're working together to accomplish the same mission. So the dark can even get help as well if the mission is to bring someone to the light. And but the people that's in the light who don't really care about these fancy pretency things, but just don't ever forget, if you need a house, you can have it. If you need a car to survive and get these things accomplished, you can get it. Just know that you can get it, and pray about it, believe that you're going to have it, and it's yours. And don't ever worry, fret, or be in fear, because you're good.
Well, keep some for tea, and that's on me. All is allegedly, that's per tea. They say that we purty, you like when you do dirty. It's so thirsty, sipping that purty. Per tea, it's so freaky dirty. Body getting bigger, like stick figures.